Hey, John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got this question about sales. I like to talk about sales, so this will be an interesting question. So Tyrone emailed me and he said, "Hi, John. I actually posted this question in your YouTube channel, but I noticed that emailing you is the best way to elicit a reply." That's probably true. I'm a recent computer science graduate, and while looking for comp sci jobs, I landed a sales job. My intention was only to do sales until I could get a comp sci job, but unfortunately, I'm getting too comfortable here, and the salary and benefits are great. However, I still want to get a programming/software engineering job, but I have two questions that you maybe can give me advice on. One, do you think it's even worth it to try to get a comp sci job if I'm very comfortable with the work environment and salary here at my sales job, especially since I have never been a professional software engineer and do not know how managers, supervisors, or the work environment is at programming jobs? Is a programming job really all that, or am I just romanticizing the profession a bit too much? And then two, like I previously stated, I originally intended to do sales temporarily until I find a comp sci job, but unfortunately it's been 1 year that I've been working in sales, and that's 1 year out of the programming scene. My only real engineering/programming experiences were during college before I graduated 1 year ago. What can I do to get back in the game and land a comp sci job if I've not had any real engineering experience since then? Should I work on individual projects or work on an app for my portfolio? Also, should I list down my sales job on my resume when applying to comp science jobs? Would that help or hurt my chances? Love your videos and advice, Tyrone. So Tyrone, this is good. This is a good question. So you're in your sales job now. You're asking me basically, should you keep pursuing computer science, right? You're comfortable with it. You're getting good salary. This is something that I kind of feel like after being what I've been through and becoming an entrepreneur, that everyone should work in sales at some point. Like, you should get a sales job, because sales is the most valuable skill that, aside from self-education, so aside from teaching yourself, the second most valuable skill I would say in life is sales, is learning to sell. Because we all sell, we're all salesmen. A lot of us suck at it. A lot of us are sucky salesmen. But every time that you meet someone and you talk to them, you're selling yourself. Every time that you go for a job interview, you're selling yourself. Every time that you try to convince someone of your idea, you're selling that idea. Sales is something that's very natural. A lot of people are intimidated, shy, afraid, don't know how to bargain. All of these things you learn from sales. So this is great that you're starting in sales. And so I've actually got some kind of pointed advice for you. This is what I would do if I were you. Keep the sales job, right? Because this is valuable experience, and you're making good money. It's a good environment. You're liking the environment. There's no reason to jump ship and go over to computer programming. But I understand that you like computer programming. There's actually a place where this kind of meets. Like, there's a sales and marketing person who also understands computer programming, and that is called, in today's startup world, a growth hacker. So you're on a perfect path to become a really good growth hacker, because you're going to learn the sales stuff, you're going to learn the people skills and everything that's involved there. And on the side, you can start doing computer science. So what I would recommend that you do is that don't quit the sales job. Don't go and look for a computer science or programming job, but start a side project where you're going to work on some kind of programming thing, and you're going to learn programming more, and you're going to build your own application or build something, or even a startup from that. And you're going to use your experience from sales as well as develop your skills in software development. And so what it's going to do is it's going to give you a lot of different options. If you're doing the side project and you actually learn to code and build something, you could always go into software development if you want to then and work for someone else. But more importantly, it's going to give you a lot of entrepreneurial options, because a lot of people, right, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are salespeople or marketing people, right? They're business people, and they don't have the ability to actually implement things. So they have to pay a programmer or find someone to do this. So they don't have the technical background. And there's a lot of startup founders that are very technical, that don't know anything about sales and marketing and all of those critical things. And you need both of those components to be successful. You know, my business, Simple Programmer, is 50% technical and 50% sales and marketing. Now, that's it. Almost all entrepreneurs have this kind of ratio. In fact, if anything, it's more sales and marketing, right? That becomes the more important thing for really getting traction. So I think you're in a good spot where you're at already. I would probably just stick with the sales job, start a side project, and start pursuing programming on the side, and maybe you'll build a profitable business or something out of that, but you'll be gaining experience. If you want to switch over at some point, even just in the software development field, like if you have a background in sales and then you decide you want to switch and go full-time programming, you don't want to do an entrepreneurial thing, that's fine. But when you go into an interview, if you've got sales experience and you're coming in and you're interviewing against these other programmers who are kind of socially awkward and don't have that sales experience, man, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be cakewalk. You're just gonna be in there selling yourself and getting getting jobs that other people are gonna be struggling for. So that's my advice. I think you're in a good spot. This is good. A lot of people don't realize the value of sales, and it's good that you like it. So I think you'll be very valuable. I would check out, do a little bit of research on Growth Hacker. Because that would be sort of exactly what I would describe you as at this point. And that's a very popular job title right now in the Silicon Valley area. Startups are looking for growth hackers, people that understand sales and marketing and can write code and build sort of software to help them to do that, to grow their company, to gain traction. So thanks for the question, Tyrone, and I'm glad that you're liking the videos. And if you would like to see more of these videos, subscribe to the channel. Take care.